This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
Time now to visit with the head coach of the Lady Flames swimming and diving team. He's in his 12th year now. It's hard to believe. Jake Shellenberger joins us here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Jake, appreciate the time. How are you, sir?
Nick, thank you. Doing well. I had to do a double take there on the 12 years. It's been a wild ride. I remember when I first got here, and I was sharing this story with Mickey Garritti, one of our senior ADs. I remember we had to truck in portable suites for the football stadium, and they would come on a flatbed, and then a crane would lift them off the flatbed, and they'd have portable suites at a football game. And we've come a long way since then. So it's been a wild ride the past 12 years. Loved every second of it, and I don't want to rest. I keep saying the best is yet to come.
Yeah, it certainly has been a wild ride and an eventful one for your program. 3 championships now in the CCSA and coming off back-to-back titles as well. And you've survived a pandemic here also with still being able to compete. How challenging has that been?
Yeah, it has been a challenge. Thankfully, the NC2A has designated swimming and diving as a low-risk sport. They have high, medium, and then low risk. And if you think about COVID-19 and you think about the spread, and then you think about swimming and diving, and especially more so on the swimming side, so you have your own lane, and your head is underwater most of the time. You're not supposed to breathe because breathing actually makes you go slower, depending on the stroke. And then you're in chlorinated water. So, it's a pretty low risk sport. And then of course, diving, there's one person on the board at a time, and they're in the water and so forth. So thankfully we're able to compete, we're able to train, able to practice, and thank the NC2A and the CDC and all the good folks at our local and state health facilities and so forth for that. So we're able to compete. We have been competing. We're 2-0 so far in dual meets. We don't have quite the number of meets that we used to have in previous years. But they say beggars can't be choosers. And so we're able to compete. And so we're going to take what's given. And while we're always wanting more, we're not going to complain about not having more.
You get to host the CCSA Championships this year and next year, and in the process of adding a diving platform, a new platform that should be ready here in the next few months as well. So a lot of exciting things there. How much of an advantage has that become hosting that championship?
Yeah, it is. And especially for our divers, speaking of divers, they train on our boards every day. And when they go to a new facility, you sort of have to learn the new boards. And because diving is such a technical sport and the boards matter a lot, and swimming not so much. I mean, water is water, pretty much anywhere you go. But the boards can be different from facility to facility. And then you have the spotting. So when the divers are rotating in the air or they're spinning, they need to look and spot for when to open up out of that twist or out of that flip. So the actual facility in terms of diving can be a big advantage or disadvantage, whereas swimming is more so, you're just in the water. So it'll be a big advantage for our divers, having trained here all year.
When we talk about diving, let's look at some of the individual performers now, and who are you really excited for here this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We have some great divers, and of course, Lauren returns as our 1 meter champion, conference 1 meter champion. Maddie Freese, freshman Maddie Freese, she was really good out of high school. She was a top 100 diving recruit out of high school. She's been awesome so far this year. And of course Olivia and Abigail return as well. And so we've got some great returners, that have been top 3 in the conference over the past 2 years. Lauren again returns as our champion. So yeah, we're expecting big things from the divers. And, Maddie as a freshman will be a nice compliment to Abigail, Olivia, and Lauren, who returned, for their junior year and have scored a lot of points their freshman and sophomore years. So we're excited, and it'll be good for them, diving here as it was back in 19.
I know relays have always been a strong part of this team. How do you feel about your relay tandems here this year, your quartets, if you will, and some of the individuals that'll be swimming as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Relays, yeah, they've always been a strong point for us. And when we started the program those 12 years ago, we wanted to build the team around relays because they're double points at a conference meet. And so, yeah, we started off, trying to build the relays, and we've just continued that. And we have a complete program. And so last year at conference, for example, we won the 4IM and we won the mile. And we also won, all 5 relays. So, we're not just a sprint program. We're not just a distance program. We're an everything program. And we have range. I mean, we do well in the 50 free and all the way up to the mile and everywhere in between. But yeah, relays have been good for us. And when you look at our relays over the years, and then you match us up with the Big Ten or the ACC or the SEC or the Pac-12 or the Big 12, we're beating, quote, big name programs in relays every year. And much to the surprise of recruits and club coaches, when you share those relay results with them, they can't believe that you're beating these big name programs in relays. So that's always fun to be giant slayers in a way. And it should be no different this year. We'll have some great relays. Our strongest relay will probably be the 4 medley. We should have a pretty darn good 400 medley relay. The 800 free relay will be good, and then the 2 medley as well. We graduated some really good sprinters last year, 3 of them. And so our 200 free and 400 free relays might need a rebuilding year, but the medleys and the 8 free should be pretty good again this year.
Definitely excited about that and everything coming up here for the program as well. Jake, appreciate your time, and best of luck going forward as you navigate some uncharted waters here, if you will.
I like what you did there. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.